Good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do the usual disclaimers, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 800 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article. Share on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1: when we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2: this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. Alright, where we left off a few minutes ago, right? 1 second, allergies, folks. There we go. The FDA disagrees. I will say it again, FDA, you would have no need to disagree if you would have made the language plainer from get-go and actually named the device in question. This is what the JRC does. You cannot use vague terminology when dealing with them legally. You can't do it. If there is a loophole, and it doesn't matter how flimsy the loophole is, they're going to use it. Leave them nothing. Name the device. I hope to God you did it in the new proposed ban, because God, I'm tired. There is nothing in the FD&C Act or its implementing regulations that requires a ban under Section 516 of the FD&C Act to apply to all uses of the device. To the contrary, it is difficult to conceive of a ban of a device divorced from its intended use, since devices are defined and regulated not only according to their technological characteristics, but according to their intended uses. Okay, so this might be why you used the vague terminology. Problem is, it didn't fly with the Supreme Court or the DC Circuit of Appeals, did it? Again, these are some of the most corrupt sons of bitches on planet Earth. They have way more power than one tiny little school should ever have. More clout than any one school residential program should ever have. It's unheard of, the type of power that this place wields, okay? It is corrupt all over. Alright? There's something rotten in the state of Denmark, and it's the JRC. Okay? You gotta be more specific with your language. But let's continue, shall we? Thus, a device may be one class for one use and a different class for another use, such as rigid gas permeable contact lenses, Class 2 if intended for daily wear, Class 3 if intended for extended wear. Okay, fair enough. This is clearly what Congress intended. Finally, despite the fact that generally the term device is used in the bill to refer the individual product or type of class of products, there may be instances in which a particular device is intended to be used for more than one purpose. But we are talking ourselves in circles here, FDA, because this device is not like the other devices. Okay? That's what you need to be upfront about. Joe and Jane Schmo out there don't know a damn thing about the JRC or the GED device, and they're being spoon-fed conspiracy theories from the left and the right. Alright? You gotta be clear. Like, slam your hoof to the floor clear. Okay? This is you're essentially having to create a rebuttal for something that, had things been done correctly the first time, would have never needed a rebuttal. I know you were thinking that, well, we don't have to do it for these other devices and all that, but you have to remember who they are in comparison with who the JRC is. Okay? You may not mince words. They do. And if you look at their track record, they've been getting away with it for decades. Don't give them ammo. Period. Let's continue where we left off, right? In such instances, it is the committee's intention that each use may, at the Secretary of Health and Human Services Committee's discretion, be treated as constituting a different device for purposes of classification and other regulation. This is where you want to know why they made the argument about labeling. This is it. They were using your own words against you. And they were able to do so because you weren't clear coming out the gate. Okay? We shouldn't have to spend time debating all the other devices when we are targeting a specific one. See, if we were naming the GED, it would be very easy to say that might be true with other skin shock devices, but the device in question here that is under this ban is only used in a singular place for a singular purpose. It's not tailoring, it's banning it outright. Okay? Instead of forcing ourselves to create arguments for something that shouldn't have needed to become an argument. I'm not over it yet. Be precise in your language. Name the actual device in question, and we will be able to avoid unnecessary arguments and JRC infamous feet dragging. Okay? Quit giving them the goalpost because they're going to set it in the North Pole, right? Just saying. Similarly, a product may be regulated as a device for one intended use. In other words, would consider it a completely different device if it was slightly different and used for a singular purpose. That's what the GED is, though. Okay? That is what kills me about this whole thing. The fact that nobody had to kill more trees in order to create arguments and rebuttals to all of this if you just had the guts to name the specific device that's on the table to be banned here. Because then there would be no question in regards to what exactly that device is being used for, nor would there be a question in regards to if it's being used for other purposes, because it isn't. One place uses them. Okay? There's no reason for this circular arguing here. Quite frankly, it's very dizzying and annoying. Be clear with your language so that you don't have to backtrack later and make these arguments. It's unnecessary. I guess this is why I always prefer people to be direct and straight to the point. Alright? Because what they're essentially saying here, that yes, if it's in regards to the safety of the patient or the potential safety of the patient being at extreme risk, then they can ban it for particular uses. But that language is so vague at what form that can take. And doctors' rights, you see where I'm going with here. We could argue this until the cows come home, and we'll have about another 4 to 5 generations of traumatized autistics and other neurodivergents coming out of that place before you even come close to a cohesive decision. Let's not waste time. Let's not waste trees, paper, and oxygen. Name the device. That way, this argument won't be here to waste everyone's time and slowly lull me to sleep while I'm trying to do these videos, alright? Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and close on that one. We don't get very many views on this channel, and the few we do get do tend to get removed from time to time. You know the drill. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Please don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you again here in another few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.